Hello, everyone. My name is Kai Fox, and this is my Every Monday Matters series. On Mondays, I like to challenge ourselves to think about something that might better our lives. This week is what are 5 important lessons you've learned in the past year? It also has a great quote here that says, "Wisdom is the laughter of experience," by Leonardo da Vinci. We're taking this from Made of Stars, which is a fantastic journal of self-realization. When I think about the 5 lessons that I've learned in this last year, the first one that comes to mind is don't try to be something that you aren't. This can come in many flavors for many people. For me, I was trying to be someone who could offer advice, who could try to solve people's issues, and it got to a point where I literally had someone tell me, "You're not a therapist, stop trying to be one." And while that was harsh, it was important that I realize I'm not a therapist. I don't have the training. I can only speak from my own experiences, and it allowed me to tailor my willingness to help people in a better way that comes more from my own experiences than trying to talk, I don't want to say down, but to talk to people from a perspective that I clearly don't have. I'm great at asking powerful questions. It's something I'm trained to do in my workplace, but as a development sense, it's not accompanied with the knowledge that may be necessary in order to provide that professional help and to not be or act like the professional help for anyone, unless you're trained. The second one was listening is better. It somewhat goes hand in hand with my first lesson, which is sometimes it's just best to listen to someone, to let them vent, to be that friend, to be there in that painful moment with them, and to not try to resolve or solve it for them. I've said it before, I'm a fixer, I'm a solver, I'm a helper. And when I see someone in pain or I see a problem, my first instinct is to try to solve it. But I've been trying to be better about listening, because listening, at the end of the day, is better even if you don't have a solution. The third thing that comes to mind is to be grateful for what you have. Oftentimes, we are aspiring for more in our lives. Maybe you have a future goal. Maybe you're going to school. Maybe you're trying to get that better raise. Maybe you're trying to grow in social media, right? But it's important sometimes to just stop and be grateful for where you are, to be thankful for what you have, and to sit in that moment and say, I am enough, and what I'm doing is enough. Otherwise, we can stretch ourselves too thin very easily, and then we're exhausted. It's important that we recognize and we realize that we should be grateful for what we have. The fourth thing is to take things one day at a time. The last year for me has been incredibly tough. I've had quite a journey to get back to normal, or whatever is normal, right? But actually back to a situation where I'm a bit more financially sound. And maybe this speaks to you, but there were certain days where it was a worry of, would I have enough to buy groceries? Would I have enough to do what I needed to do? We always made bills a priority. We wanted to make sure we always had a roof over our head, a mode of transportation for emergencies, and our bills were paid, but oftentimes that meant there was little or no extra spending at the end of the day. And how can you make groceries stretch? How do you go without? And so that was one thing, was to just take it one day at a time. And it meant that my 5th lesson was do without more. And that sounds silly, but we live within our means. And it taught me that I don't need all of this extra funds. I don't need to buy myself the latest and greatest, whatever it is. And yes, I've got some things that bring me joy. A lot of the things behind me actually are things that my friends have gifted to me and that I proudly show on display because I'm thankful that they chose to send that to me. But what it also means is I'm not looking for that next collectible. I'm not looking for something that doesn't have purpose. And it's meant that my gifting has also very much fallen in line with something small, but something from the heart. And I encourage all of us to maybe do without a little bit more. Being able to make a homemade pizza, ironically, was not something I've done in many, many years. But because we didn't want to spend the out to eat, we made one at home for less, and it turned out great. And it was something that brought myself a great amount of joy. So to do without more. But I'd love to hear maybe some of the things that you've learned. Is there something impactful or something that's happened in the last year that you'd like to share with us? If so, please comment down below. Please give a like if you enjoyed this video. It really does help the channel. And if you'd like to see more videos from the Every Monday Matter series, or maybe some of my art videos, or scare compilations that are released once a month, then go ahead and hit subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for spending the time this week. I hope this has created a moment of reflection for you and carries you into this next week in a great way. Have a great week. Thank you all so much.